Bunderkin a bun 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 ba Bunderkin a bun. Bun 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 ba Bunderkin bun 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 ba Bunderkin bun 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 ba Bunderkin bun. This is Speedy the Bunder Dragon. Here comes Cat, slowly lagging. Tupper in tow, always tagging along. Vi dreams big but drops the ball. Her petite pal Pam is tough but small. Kiki loves books, she reads them all. And the twins, they brawl. In a land of wonders, both great and small. In Bunder Valley, you'll see it all. Come discover the mystery, what it means to be. A bun 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 ba Bunderkin a bun 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 ba Bunderkin a bun 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 ba Bunderkin bun 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 ba Bunderkin.
It's Thursday. It's Bunderkin Weeklies. Let's do this. Welcome to the quietest corner of YouTube, where the greatest animated series of all time is being developed. I'm Stephen Candell, your host, and I have three others with me today. We have Matt,
Oh,
Andy,
Hey.
John. So we've had a bit of we had internet connectivity issues this week. We had a tow truck hit a power line just a block away, which caused electricity to go out this week. We lost some work yesterday. You guys went home early. It was and then the internet was down this morning and down yesterday, so I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to pull this off, but here we are. We did it. We got here. So Bunderkin Weeklies. Do we have people here? Are people watching? We got 21 people. That's my lucky number. 21. Let's do this. So today, and I kind of want to get right to it today. Today we're going to be discussing and talking about an environment in the pilot of Bunderkin, which is called BD's obstacle course. Now, why does BD have an obstacle course? Why does a kid have an obstacle course?
Because he has
Why
big dreams.
not?
Right. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Yeah, he has dreams. I think, John, what was your answer? He has dreams?
He has big dreams.
He's got big dreams. Yes. He's made himself an obstacle course in his quasi backyard. And again, for those of you that don't know, BD lives on his own. So he's built an obstacle course in the backyard where he has constructed a series of physically challenging obstacles, for the lack of a better word, that all try to train him and teach him to be more nimble, more physically capable, right?
Yes, it's training for what he thinks is out there.
Right, exactly. So his goal is to be the greatest adventurer of all time. And the thing is, he's been training for a long time. We don't quite know how long he's been training for, but let's just say it's been quite a while. He's quite agile already. And we're going to show you guys an animatic sequence from the pilot of Cathy stumbling across this obstacle course and then witnessing BD navigate it with prowess and ease. So yeah, we're gonna watch that. It's just in storyboard format and it's really rough. I'm not sure if we should go over the obstacles first before we do that. Maybe so. Maybe just to build up some hype. Let's put that off a little bit.
I think it would help.
Yes, I agree. Let's do that. So let's see here. As far as an update on, we usually start this thing with updates. Let's look at what's been done this week. Let me present screen here. Present. Share screen. Entire screen. We'll work backwards, forwards. Matt actually has been working on one of the shop fronts signs that's above a pot store, a pot shop where people in Bunder Hollow buy pots. So these are all large, oversized kind of pots that are just propped up over the shop. One of many.
Over the shop awning, yeah.
Yes. Amanda turned this in yesterday and nailed it. This is this is all rough. This is rough right off the presses. This is a rough rock cycle of Vi rattling off all of her plans and her trusted bestie Pam following behind, taking notes. She doesn't want to forget anything that the boss wants, So,
I really like how this turned out. Pam.
yeah,
looks
the
so
lighting's not
serious.
done here, guys. It's really rough. This is what we call just kind of like a rough play blast. Well, it's not actually not the roughest. This is the roughest. This is the play blast. So in Maya, in Autodesk Maya, we call this a play blast, and this is like a rough animation that just shows the motion. And then this is a bit of a quasi render. This is like a quick render, let's call it that, which has some basic lights and stuff. Yeah, you like how this turned out, John?
Yeah, like just the characterization on these two is like spot on. Pam looks so serious.
Yes. Yeah, Amanda did a great job. I really like the graphicness. I love. So this is the first time we're actually seeing, I think, Vi with a quasi snout as well. So we've given it Edie, the little snout. This is our first time giving it to Vi from the profile, and I really think it's chef's kiss. It just looks. I think Amanda did a good job at the mouth animation, the graphicness, the posture. You can get a sense that Vi is tall. She's lanky. She's capable. She's she's feminine. She has, she's bold. I really like her streamlined leg, the design language on the legs. Just
Oh yeah, I feel like it's like casual confidence. Oh,
Yeah.
she's just like, yeah, the way the legs move are just, it's really well done.
yes, I think it's just so great. The little mouth shapes though are super cute too. Yeah, she's just rattling off everything one by one. We got a lot to do. So we're going to use this walk cycle in addition to the beady one of walking around props and walking through environments. We'll toss this one in as well. So just to add some variety. And yes. So what else was done this week? So I've been working on, man, this is it's kind of lame to do this backward and forward, but I'm working on the shopping plaza. The primary, we still need to come up with a name for it, but
Plaza, Enclave,
yeah,
Promenade.
it's something. This is right at the base of Bunder Hollow. So John and I have been kind of building out the blocking out the physical world sharing aspects of the buildings and how they butt up against each other. So yeah, this is and again, a lot of these textures, the textures on this thing are busted. Textures on this thing are temporary, and there's no textures on all these other things. But what I like about this is just starting to play with rooftop design and figuring out how we can get 1,000 rooftops in Bunder Hollow without it breaking the bank. So yeah, it's a fun little test. And we also have Matt worked on a. Why don't you walk us through this, Matt? What is this?
Yeah, so this is outside of a barber shop that's
Yes.
going to be in the market area. So this is like a little barbershop pole with a little figure on top, getting
And it'll
it.
spin.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll have the red, white, and blue kind of spinning. Super cute. And yeah, and the top figurine's made out of wood. That's why it's so blocky looking.
yeah.
Good job. And here you can actually see this is the street facade that this barbershop pole is on. None of this built yet, but soon to be built. And yeah, and so John drew that this week. I think I've been kind of posting updates. I did a quasi. I don't know if you guys know this. On Saturday, I did an impromptu live stream of just modeling this windmill. So I was on YouTube just answering questions and modeling this while people watched. It did not look this good when I was working on it, and I had technical difficulties. Matt, you probably can. Yeah, Matt and Andy, you probably know this. Like Maya decided to rearrange some of the windows and some of the menu tabs. I accidentally clicked something, and all of a sudden everything was different. And I just stopped bragging about being a Maya master. So I had to reset preferences just to get the windows back because I'm like, I don't know how to turn this back on.
It's just Maya just randomly humbling people.
Yeah.
You're crashing.
Yeah, we got people saying welcome, People are joining. People are catching up. We got some of the regulars, some of the OG fans. Honestly, I think anybody that finds us in the next year is still going to be considered an OG fan, maybe even two. We'll find out. Yeah,
I think
our OG period is going to be quite wide.
Any fan that joins before the pilot,
Yes, that's true.
basically.
No, but yeah, the windmill, this base part down here is not quite done yet. I was just kind of rushing, but you guys can see I added shingles. I formalized some of the color schemes. I added metal. It's kind of a quasi silo. Yeah, and I call it the granary, which is right in the center of the plaza or the promenade or whatever. So here's an update. Yeah, you guys can see all the pretty cool. Anyway, that's kind of an update for the week, I think. I shared this last week, so we don't need to go over that. Did I share that?
Not the last. We didn't have one last week.
Oh, I shared it on Saturday, John.
That's what you did. Okay.
Yeah, I showed everybody your awesome founders, the founders. It's
I might want to make that tree symbol at the top bigger. That or bring the top portion down. But yeah,
I like it. It's subtle. You could maybe. I mean, you could try to also fit it back here, like it's just behind them.
Uh-huh.
So it's not just up there, but I don't know. I love it. It's cute.
Thanks.
For those of you that didn't watch or didn't see it yet, this is the primary entryway to Bunder Hollow into the tree. So this gives you a sense of scale. This is the actual whole entrance, the doorway entrance, the archway entrance into Bunder Hollow. And you can see how vast it is. And then Bunder Hollow is this way inward up on the other side of this. But then there's also two different kind of alleyways, like the east alleyway and the west alleyway that go around. And those are kind of in the bark. So the trees, the dead tree, it's not really dead, it's still alive. But the reason it's alive is because there's this much meat on the tree still, I guess. So
plenty of meat.
Those alleyways flow right through the meat of the tree. But yeah, that's our progress. I'm really encouraged about how I think it's taking me about it takes me about 2 days to do each building. I think I'm getting faster too. So I'm hoping by in about a month we'll have this kind of blocked out, especially with rooftops. Whether I get to all the window treatments and stuff, that's where it's going to start getting slower. Because this isn't exactly done either. This is just like a shell of a home, a shell of a business. And again, the colors are not done. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at. That's the update for the week. So, but today we're talking about BD's obstacle course. So BD has goals. He wants to be the greatest adventurer of all time. Is there any questions, by the way, too? Are we good? I like this question. Get BD to create some to go over. Get BD to create some pro Bunder Dragon posters to go all over the bottom. Seems like something he would do on the bill. It's not something he would do because he doesn't give a flip about what other people think. So he's not out there trying to campaign for himself. But I could see how you would have triangulated, like, because he's a go-getter. But really, he doesn't give a pardon my French, a rat's ass about what people think about what who he is or what he does, and he doesn't really respect a lot of people enough to care what they think. So anyway, but that's a fun guesstimation. The greenery looks good. I see you didn't go with the purple. Yeah, I didn't go with the purple. I'm saving the purple for some other rooftops. I wanted to go a little safer on the window. Purple's just, everybody knows purple's a radical color. And we have, so in BD's backyard, this is BD's house. This is the footprint of his home. And then there's John, why don't you walk us through, what is this from in behind?
Okay, so he's got like this sort of, what do you call it, lower level grotto behind his house.
Like a kiva, if you know the term kiva.
I do not know the term kiva.
Yes, it's like a kiva, like a dropped floored canyon,
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And you can see the statue that acts as his garage is also just south of his house.
Yes.
And then you got this sort of circular formation that is this obstacle course where he essentially starts at the top right and then works his way around.
Yes. So he goes through each obstacle, and each obstacle is numbered here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't worry, we'll show you what these look like. So yeah, like there's and again, all of these are handmade, homemade, so they're all rather janky.
Stuff he scrapped together using a fair amount of found objects, using the terrain.
I love this one when you did this concept. This shows like this shows what's in his yard is a giant Pringles can, and what he's envisioning, what skill this is developing is more like this, which is like, I'm going to be able to wall jump, double, triple wall jump up this cliff. So
that's a good way to put it. It's what's in his mind of what he's, the kind of obstacles that he would get on an adventure or encounter on an adventure.
I love this. Good stuff. Then we have
so now this is the more center area.
Oh yeah, let me go back to 4. I jumped out of order. So where's 4? Oh, there's no 4. No, there's 4. 4 is right here. This one I actually scrapped this idea, but
yes,
it's like the idea was that there's a spinning plate of marbly death that he jumps into and navigates through, but it seemed a little far-fetched to me. And I know.
Not all ideas stick. These were just something to do with footwork.
Yeah, footwork, pillar crossing. Then we have a fun ramp run, and then like a wall run, adventuring application. Look at that. John thinks of everything.
Like
the adventuring application.
Wall jumping without touching the floor.
Yes, exactly. Wall jumping without touching the floors.
That's the point of this. That's the exercise for him here.
Yeah, a pit, swing over, a wall climb made out of a giant cheese grater, then a zip line to the finale.
Mm-hmm. At the moment, in these drawings, the zip line is just a simple zip line, but we're thinking maybe we want some more stuff in the way for him to like dodge as he zip lines.
Right. In the animatic, I think we actually have it called some kind of poison forest.
There are loose sketches of such a thing in the animatic right now.
And then in the center of this obstacle course that runs the ring, and also like he changes this thing over time. So if he ever wants to get better at a different skill, he reconfigures. He's not afraid of building stuff. Our little guy, he's very ingenuitive.
Yeah, so this stage, this is all like from his imagination, but as he adventures and sees actual stuff, he'll then upgrade his obstacle.
Yes, as the threat again, all of like these. We're going to talk about this when we talk about these sculptures, these traps, these targets that he's made. All of these are his hopes intermingled with his fears of what's out there. He kind of secretly hopes there's a bunch of giant monsters out there that he's going to be able to defeat one day. He doesn't know. He's never been out there. So there's a little bit of child imagination intermingled with childhood fears as well. Like he's also kind of scared that these things are happening. But it's kind of like a coping mechanism, What's nice about BD, what I think people will look up to with him, is that he runs that adventure and he runs at his fears, and he makes plans to kind of help him overcome those things. In the center of the obstacle course, there's a spinning wheel of it's like a shooting gallery, and he actually mounts the wheel and spins around, and then he's hitting all of these awesome targets. And we're going to talk about the targets here. We have and a lot of I love this idea of like these spinning targets. I was watching Arcane, I think, last month, and I noticed that they also have like a shooting gallery with little spinning targets. I got it in my mind. It was from like Back to the Future 3 when he's shooting, like he's at like the shooting gallery at the little city, the city square dance party. But yeah, it's that kind of thing. There's like a bell he shoots at the tail. So this is like a sea serpent. This one's modeled by Nicole. Great work. A lot of fun, playful paint and design. And you can see the backside of it. It's just wood. And then we have, all these different fun types of monsters that BD has designed himself. Not to take the credit away from John. BD through John.
Yeah.
I love these guys. These are just so funny. They're kind of Muppety. They're kind of hilarious. I love this cardboard paper on the backside of those. You just make whatever, there's staples in here. He's not, there's nails, whatever it takes. So all these monsters are kind of jumping out of the bushes in a way, or in his mind. And he's just kind of headshotting them, one-shotting them.
I think this is how you tell he's been doing training on this course for a long time, is the amount of stuff that he has made.
Yes. Yes.
I love how the one target just has everything on the teeth, specifically just shooting out the teeth.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. And those kind of fold backward like a carnival game, you know? They kind of just fold up. And you know, we're going to reveal that he's quite, you know, he's not just a kid. He's actually quite proficient with his slingshot. And what the fun thing about it when we watch the animatic at the end of this is we're seeing his proficiency through the eyes of what ends up being the biggest fanboy of BD of all time, which is Kathu. So he's just this whole proficiency of BD at the obstacle course is really feeding into Kathu's belief system that BD is going to be the greatest adventurer of all time. You know, he's worth being, you know, of shadowing. You know, he's a worthy mentor for Kathu. Yeah, fun. All these monsters. You know, some of the targets are just kind of basic, just like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all this fun stuff. Look at these. These are like spring coil. These ones are the ones that kind of spring up and hop out of the bushes.
Yeah.
This one has. Yeah, I love how there's targets on his hands and his face.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, if he hit it right here, though, John, it wouldn't spin.
Technically.
Nicole did a great job on these two.
Yeah, this is back when she was helping us figure out our wood.
Yes. Yeah, Nicole did a lot of wood. So BD's slingshot, I don't know what do you guys think about when you see this?
I think it's Zelda.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. Yeah, so he has BD's kind of equipment loadout is going to be a fun aspect as well of the show, just because again, it's all homemade, and in his world, a lot of these ideas are his own. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he's made his own rubber band slingshot, and he shoots these types of seeds. I think, yeah, there we go. You know, in Zelda, there's Deku seeds. I totally get it, ripping it off. I just love it so much. So we tried to kind of redesign a type of something. The thing is that he needs to be able to kind of replace, you know, with seeds or nuts, you have a standard size. You know what I mean? They all kind of look the same size. So your ability to shoot them accurately and your familiarity with holding them and gripping them, also their availability would be plentiful. So it just is a great answer for some type of ammunition, right? I think, John, right? We have them kind of, these seeds kind of pop out of pods, right?
Yeah, kind of like peas, but these aren't peas. But
yeah, they're like pea seeds. They're pea-ish seeds. There's also some bigger beasts that we haven't actually modeled yet. But
yeah,
anyway,
that was an idea we scrapped for, like, oh, that's something he'll build later once he's been out.
This is rupee shaped. Doing Tom stuff is noticing stuff. He's saying, "Hey, that's a rupee shape." It's like, yeah, it's true. We're just a bunch of hacks. Hire us, Nintendo. Yeah, you get to see a lot of the 3D models for the wall jump. Yeah, this was actually the first thing I think that Nicole modeled for us.
The very first.
Fun. What else am I missing? We got the
platform
wheel.
center. Yeah.
Excellent.
Did a good job on that.
Yes. Yeah, rope makes our world super fun. I was just mentioning that to John today. Is everything in Bunder Hollow is janky. So, but yeah, that's basically it. It's like, you know, these are the whole idea here is that again, BD is taking active steps to pursue his dreams. So that's the admirable side of him. As I've mentioned before, he's a complex character. There's going to be things like people are going to root for him, but also they're going to be annoyed when he falls into his bad habits, which are established really early in the series. So it's kind of a love-hate. That's what we're going to be building up. Yeah, good work overall. Good stuff. I think most of this work was done in the fall of last year.
Around the summer, late summer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly. A lot of this work is older.
Yeah, it was before Nicole started the bee's house, the exterior.
Yes, it was exactly. And she's still working on BD's house. And yeah, a lot of this is older, but all of this is featured in the pilot, which is why it's done. So yeah, let's answer questions. You guys have all seen this work before, right, Andy?
I've seen most of it except those targets are new. I saw the other one, like the sea serpent dragon, but not these ones with the teeth, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
I've seen this one. I love that model.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this one's so good. Good. Let's see here. So I have something prepared. I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to. So caveats. Who wants to give out the John, give out some caveats to this animatic that we're about to look at. Tell us what is an animatic, just for those again that are tuning in that don't know terms.
This is like a first rough. Okay. This is like a first rough pass of the storyboards. It's mostly figuring out what the camera angles are, what the timing is, putting where we have. You'll hear my voice as some of the scratch, as BD's scratch voice.
Yes.
And there will be placeholder music, and it's an early stage of storyboarding for us to figure out exactly how we're telling this story, and then this would then lead to a cleanup stage, which we haven't gotten to yet.
Yes. What I'm wondering is I think we tried doing this with audio. Share system audio. Got it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So to set up the sequence we're about to look at. Cathy and BD have actually just met. I'm not going to get into what happened or why. BD got what he needed from him, and he hurried away. And he said, "Thanks but no thanks. Just go away, kid. I'm not interested." And BD starts to walk around his house to the backyard because he needs to blow off some steam, and because he's had a pretty rough day. BD has. Cathy asks, "Hey, can I come with you?" And BD bellows back, "I don't care what you do." And this is Cathy then kind of coming around the house, the curvature of the house, and seeing this obstacle course filled with all of these traps and targets and monsters and contraptions. And now we're going to be seeing this through Cathy's eyes. That's as good of a setup as I can give it. Hopefully this works. And the audio for Cathy is done by my friend's son Christian, and John's doing BD's voice. Christian's very close to where I want Cathy to be. Period. That's why actually we're not currently looking for a Cathy actor. John's voice is he's not a professional voice actor. He doesn't sound youthful. And he's very dry. What I like about it is that when I hear it, he's so dry that it doesn't take me out of it because it's so like, oh, this is obviously going to be replaced. You know what I mean? Like this is someone awful.
Look forward to the day when it will get replaced.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. As we approach our BD actor shortly, we're gonna be getting all of this swapped out. So anyway, here we go. Tell me if you guys can hear this.
Well, I guess I have free agency, so I'll just follow along. An obstacle course with wall jump towers, air swings, a 360 spinning shooting range. You built all this? Oh yeah! Bullseye! No scope! Oh, triple shot! Wow, style shot! Across the Highland Pillar Crossing, a perfect hoop dive! Straight through the forest poison corridor! Dashing down the angled slope of steepness! Whoa! Followed by the zip line through the jagged peaks of perilous murder. But will he stick the landing? Oh yeah! Let's go! That was awesome!
Yeah, well, that's years of dedicated master adventurer training for you. My body's honed to a sharp point.
Can I try?
No.
Can I try? No. I do like your delivery for the term no. That's great.
I don't often get the deliveries right, but sometimes.
Yes, I did like that one. Yeah, what I like about that is Kathy's like this is his first time seeing this, but you can see he's imaginative too. So he's like imagining. He's already named all of these obstacles and has like he's totally like meeting BD on his own playing field for imagination, which I think is going to be one of the keys to him winning over BD in general. You know.
Kind of remind me of he's like looking over like all the cool parts of the comic book, like at a comic convention, like, oh, look at this one cool thing. He's just geeking out. I love the enthusiasm.
Yeah, so Heartless Laura, he is a cheese ball. Yes. So the reason Christian works so well in this role is because Kathu is complete innocence. And he's complete unabashed enthusiasm. And that's the perfect personality to put up against the most prickly character in our show, which is Beatty. So the fact that Kathu's so endearing and loving and positive, and has no like you can't insult Kathu and have it land because he's just impervious to insult. Like he's impervious to meanness because he's just so like if you were to be mean to Kathu, he would say something like, I know you're just, you're frustrated at, and he'd probably point out something that you're frustrated at that you didn't even realize. You're just frustrated. He'd make it awkward, like you're just frustrated because you have, I'm not going to take this personally because I know you're frustrated because you have no, something like that.
Or he'll think the insult is funny, be like, oh, that was a good one. And he'll mean it. Like he doesn't take offense like that.
Kai says, I actually love Christian's voice. He's ideal. Yeah, he also has that bit of a raspy voice. And again, he's so innocent. After I have him deliver some of the lines, I'm like, did you know what that meant? He's like, no. I'm like, then I'd explain the joke and he'd start laughing and cracking up. He's like, that's so funny. I'm like, I know. It's funny to me that you were doing it without knowing what it was. And yeah, he's again, unbridled enthusiasm. You know what I mean? And he's kind of the hype. He's the hype man. So you can see how he's going to be an effective hype man for BD. He did a good job. Youthful voice. Yes. So that's probably the downside to Christian, is that his voice is so youthful. And and it's hard to find people that can fit in with that youthfulness. You can't have James Earl Jones step in and be Beatty, right? Because not that we'd want that, but that's just the fate. We have to be very picky with what kind of voices dovetail in with Kathu's voice. Are the things Kathu says describing the obstacles going to be references to future? No, none of that stuff is real. Like there's no Bunderkin don't know of obstacles. No Bunderkin's ever been beyond the river surrounding Bunder Hollow. And all of this is Kathu's imagination of what BD was and what was in BD's head as his head as he created it. So it's also fun to think that BD is not like, hey, I liked your, he didn't say anything about like liking his commentary or his, his, what do you call it? Like a sports commentator. Yeah. Like, he didn't say anything about like how that was funny. BD's just like, doesn't even see Kathu at this point, which is frustrating. It's supposed to be frustrating. It's part of the arc. No. Yeah. When will casting be completed? I'll let you know. I'll let you know. It's in progress still. So in April is when I'm reaching out. This next week is when I'm reaching out to actors that have already auditioned we're going to be giving them additional lines. I just have to get organized with it. So, but that's just always the answer next week. The problem is I'm a visual person. I like to come into work and start working on the 3D side of the project, and then all these other tasks that are on my plate to get done also sometimes get deprioritized because I'm trying to contribute to the show in a more visual way. So yeah. Anyway, that's the update for the week, guys. Our goal was 40 minutes, and we beat it by 2 minutes. So Natalie asks, is there any inspiration behind why he built this obstacle course the way he did? Or did he just start building and go with the flow? No, there's no inspiration per se that I can think of. It's more just about, again, his goal is to venture into the unknown. Everything beyond the horizon's unknown. And as a kid, how he's coping with what's out there is he's imagining what could be out there, which is why he's derived such interesting creatures and monsters and obstacles. It's all rather kind of like the hope and a prayer of a young adventurer. It could be the most boring world in the world. Hopefully it's not. And the nice thing about BD is, well, let's just say the tender thing about BD is that he's been training for a long time and he's super good at these obstacles. Like, he's ready. So the big question is, why hasn't he taken the first step? So that's something that the audience is going to be curious about, and also BD has to confront. So that's, yes. My mic's cutting out a bit. Sorry, J-Brick. It's probably because I'm speaking too far away. Yeah. Why 10 obstacles? I don't know. Don't read into it, Caitlin. It's a number. There's 24 people watching right now. I can't just sit and wonder why there's 24 people.
When we reached 10, that was about when we hit the circumference. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe it's about the circumference. Again, he reconfigures this. This entire arena in his backyard, he's going to reconfigure it as his goals change and as the team's goals grow and intertwine. They're going to make new things back there that probably help them prepare for future obstacles that they know are out there, because things start getting clear pretty quick on what's out there. So yeah, that's because there are things out there. That's the thing. What's the plan for updating the intro reel? Well, the plan is to time, money, and energy. That's the plan for updating the intro. You're all great. Can't wait for the pilot. Will there be future opportunities to voice more characters? Yes. Depending on how this phase 1 goes for the pilot, that will probably change my opportunity goals for that. If I like how it goes, to be honest, we are kind of pursuing a lot of amateurs, professionally amateur. I say that, I don't mean the term amateur as an insult. I mean it more as a classification. Someone that hasn't actually done voice work before. If there's a lot of frustrations with that process, if the amateurism start conflicting, maybe those start kind of manifesting themselves as we start recording, then maybe we will go more through talent agencies going forward. But again, I have no reason to think that's going to be the case. I guess that's just kind of my fear inside, is that would be my worry. Would be hilarious getting to something out with a... can't read this. Let's see. Would be hilarious getting to something out with what he had prepared for. And being like, I want to know what your out with is. I really want to know. That's a key noun. That was a key noun to blow. And you blew it. Sean, you had one job.
I think they mean...
what do you guys think?
Because BD's doing all this preparation. I think they're commenting on how funny it will be once BD gets out there and realizes it's not like that at all. That surprise.
Well, the question is it like that, or is it not, and how much? Yeah, I think that's what's going to be fun, is how accurate was BD, and what skills actually come into play. Hi, I'm an English teacher. We sometimes look too deeply into things. Oh, because I made a joke on you. I didn't mean to make it on your expense either. That's just how my mind works. I look for little humor moments. No, but yeah, there's no symbolism in the 10 things. This is all just the creations of a crazy young mind. Would be cool to see some of the obstacles turn into dungeon puzzles. Exactly, that's kind of the goal, Tom. Is that some of them will have direct translations to dungeon puzzles sooner than you think. Good job, John, on the 6 founders image. Yeah, right. I know. Again, for those of you that missed it,
Thank you. I really like how
John
that
gets
turned
the call
out.
out. John got the call out for the 6 founders, and this is actually a relief. It's a relief wood. This is carved in the wood in the wood of the kindred tree. So that's pretty cool. You should make videos like this, but in shorter videos to get. Well, I know, Jess. I know. I hear that, right? Like people say that I should be making YouTube shorts, or I should cut up moments from the live stream to make YouTube shorts, and then that would grow our following faster. I know. That's really the rub. We have limited resources, and we have a talented animation group, and we have to like balance out where we put our time. And I know it's a problem. This is why Disney spends just as much on marketing as they do on actually on creating the film, right? And they still only get 45,000, 45 million to get sold. I know this isn't Bunderkin, but I passed my pilot's license. Will BD have some sick tech that he gets to show off like a plane? Yes. Yes. Not his tech per se, but yes. I'm just going to say that. This is one word answer. Will there be a Patreon release? That's a great question. Yes, we're looking into the strategies now. We had I met with our investors. I had a term for what I was going to call this too. Let's just say my investment team. I had a meeting with my investment team this week in regards to our release strategies, and again, our investment team are people that are trying to find investment capital for Bunderkin as an IP to sell and grow the IP into our TV series, obviously, into a game, into graphic novels, into toys, and into hopefully a trading card game of some kind. And so the answer to your question is yes, that a Patreon release might be part of the strategy for offsetting some of the costs of the production. It takes a lot of coffee and caffeinated drinks to create this show. So and unfortunately a lot of like tacos and burgers and fried chicken. So that's the unfortunate side. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, and congratulations on getting your pilot license, by the way. That's awesome. So that's it for the week. It's a pretty meager update. This next week we're continually working on the promenade. There's a lot as far as details go there in regards to designing that, and yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. So that's what's being in progress. Yeah, there's just a lot on everyone's shoulders right now to get this things moving. So it's yeah. We'll that's it for now. That's it. Bunderkin Weeklies out. Let's keep it short and sweet. 45 minutes. Sounds good.
Thanks to everybody who showed up.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Later. I didn't actually end the stream. I actually just left the stream. So that happened. Oops.